Hello everyone, and yeah, are you able to hear me? Can somebody
Yes,
unmute you?
sir.
Yeah. So thank you. So today we'll solve some of the problem related to week 10. Those are pretty simple, but yeah, we'll do that. And then if you're having any sort of doubt from week 10, you can ask. And your revision session, I guess, will be on Wednesday or Thursday next week. And the mock test will also be released, I guess, on Wednesday, I guess, or Tuesday, Thursday. Yeah. So any other doubt you are having, like related to exam, syllabus, anything else? So I'll share the screen and then you can join on the join PD. So yeah, you can join from here, this joinpd.com, and then you can use this code.
So can you share the link?
Joinpd.com, just open it on the Google and then you can this is the website joinpd.com, and then you'll be they'll be asking to put some code, so you can put this. Yeah, so one guy or two student has joined. And has the Google like form been shared with you all regarding the topics that you want to discuss in the revision session? Have you got any Google form?
No, sir, not yet.
El- 11th week content has been released or not?
Release, sir.
Okay, and so when is the last date for the submission of the assignment for week 10? Wednesday.
Sir, tomorrow.
Okay, tomorrow. Tomorrow, then somebody is saying 15th, 16th is what?
Sir, 11th. Week 11 is on 16th. Tomorrow is week 10.
Okay. Yeah, so, okay, then we'll do that. We'll take the session related to 11th week after the quiz, okay? Will that be fine, right? And
Yes, sir.
yeah, and the session generally we take on Thursday. We have the session from 11 to 1. So in that we'll take the we'll have the revision session. Okay, I'll tell them to update that because I was not getting any slot on Wednesday, so we can do the revision session on Thursday, right? 11 to 1. So after Thursday, you'll be having Friday and Saturday. Okay, fine. And the mock will be released on Tuesday or Wednesday. So that if you're having any doubt in the mock, we can discuss on the Thursday. Yeah, 61
Will
week.
there be 2 revision sessions? Or
I
only
guess
one?
one would be fine for from week 5 to 8. It can go like beyond 2 hours, like 3 hours, something like that.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So the next Saturday one wouldn't be there then.
Thursday one will be there, and Saturday I guess it's related to 11th week, so maybe I'll cancel and then I'll take after the exam. Will that be fine, or Saturday? Because I don't think so many of you will join on Saturday,
Yes, so cancel on
Yes, sir.
Saturday.
right?
After quiz.
Yeah, after quiz, like on 14th, and then 16th is the final date for the submission. 16th. Okay, so 14th and 15th I can take on Monday and Tuesday, right? Or else I'll take one session before the exam and then one session after that exam.
Sir, if possible, take both the session after the exam because
Because after the exam, you'll be having only 13th will be your exam, right?
yes,
And
sir.
then 14th will be Monday and 15th Tuesday. So the thing I need to see that whether the slots are vacant or not, right? Because you'll be having other like what you can say subject also, right? You'd have chosen other elective also, right?
So BDM and TDS are almost over.
Okay, so you don't have any session, for, but there can be some. Okay, right. So okay, I'll see that whether Monday, but I also have to take the session in other like in stats and all. I need to see once more whether the slot is vacant or not for me also. Eleventh week is mostly you would have done already. Like those are like here we are discussing regarding the discrete, everything regarding the discrete thing, and in the week 11 we'll be talking about the continuous thing, and the last week we'll be talking about the Gaussian mixture model and the Chebyshev inequality and MLE sort of things. Many of the portion of the last week also has been done by you, I guess, in the stats too. But yeah, there are density estimation like Gaussian mixture model will be there. Yeah.
So, sir, in the final exam,
Yeah.
there will be more emphasis from the week 6 onwards.
Yeah,
Or
week
eight again.
9. See, week 9th will be there. 10th, 11th, 12th are 12th. You'll be asked. 10th, 11th is pretty simple, so not much question will be there from 10th, 11th. But mostly, most of the important concepts are from 5th to 9th week only, right? So you'll be
Okay.
asked. Yeah. So this quiz, I've seen the paper. The paper is not that difficult because the topics were a bit difficult. So you can score a better marks in this. Whatever I have seen, like the 5th week is a bit difficult. 6th is not that difficult because 6th, if you'll ask the question regarding the PCA, it will take a lot of time to solve the question, right? So whatever the questions are there are pretty simple, straightforward. You can, if you are there are one to only formulas are there in the week 6. Most of the things are related, like all conceptual, like how how like positive definiteness of, if you'd have been given some matrix, how you will tell that is a positive definite, or sort of questions related to stationary point and all. And then some question can be there from like if they have been given some sort of data after like calculating the covariance and all, you have to the transform data set data points, those has been, I guess, there. So you should revise those concepts like in the PDF, or you can say not PDF, in the solve with instructor, that PDF you should go through that. There are some examples from there. You can see how to I guess using PCA, how you'll be able to, if you have been given some sort of data sets, how you'll transform those. Those sort of questions can be there. And then week 5 SBD and all is there, like there all those formulas, and you should go through the graded assignment and practice assignment once more, solve that. Week 7s are like has been described beautifully, so I don't think so there will be much issue in week 7. All are like basic concept related to gradient patients and all. And week 8 also the questions were pretty simple one. So I guess you'll be able to solve from week 5 to 8. And there can be some like 1-2 questions from the week, like 1 to 4, those to calculate eigenvalues and all. I don't think so there will be much like issue in solving those questions, whatever I have seen. Because last time also the questions were not that difficult, but many of you were not able to like score good marks. But the graph, whatever I've seen for the quiz 1, was not a normal distribution. Like it was like many of the students has not scored, and those who has scored very high marks. So the graph was a bit like it's not normal. Like I've seen for the other like subjects also, the at least the graphs was normal distribution. The value, the mean value, most of the student has scored between some mean value with some variance, right? But in machine learning foundation, many of the students has not scored, or whoever has scored very good marks, like more than 70% sort of thing. So it was a flat curve after like the 50% of the marks. So it was bit. So this time the questions are pretty like it's a moderate, not difficult, but yeah. The number question can be 20, but the questions are a bit simple, 20, 21, 22 sort of things. So maybe you'll go through the mock, you'll get an idea regarding the finals, like the quiz second. Okay. So if so everyone should go and attempt this one, because this you can score a better marks in this. So out of 75, only 9 students have joined. So should I start or what? Like with the 9 student only?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
How many weeks syllabus, sir? 9th or 10th week also there, sir?
No, 9th and 10th are not there. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, are the like most of the question will be from 5 to 8th week. But 1 to question can be there from week 1 to 4.
Okay.
Like you have to calculate some sort of eigenvalues and all.
Okay.
Those sort of things. Okay. So you should just focus on 5 to 8. You'll be able to score better mark. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
How to join this, sir? I came late.
Okay, so just open that joinpd.com
Yes.
on the wherever your web browser is there.
Yeah.
And if you'll open this, you'll get a like what you can say screen where you have to write the code. Just write this code.
Yes. Which code? Where is code, sir?
This code YQX.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So whoever has not joined, just open joinpd.com and then you can join it. Then you can write the code, all the smaller alphabet, and then you'll be able to. Should I start with 10 students or more will be joined? Like out of 76 only, yeah, whoever has raised, you can ask Ram Prasad.
Yes, sir. I asked already.
Oh, okay. Then I'll start with. This is the first question. So here the table has been given related to joint PMF. As it's a discrete, so we are saying it's a PMF. So what do you have to do? You have to calculate the distribution y given x equals to 3. Okay, that means the probability that y equals to 3 given x equals to 3. So it's a simple one. How generally you calculate if you have been asked regarding this. You just have to see the joint distribution at this point and just divide it with the what if x, the conditional thing is x, then just divide it with the marginal distribution of x equals to 3. So okay, I'll wait for some time and then you can write your answer. You're able to write, right? There are options to write. Okay. Somebody has responded also. Rest everyone can join, like 15 students have joined, so you can also join. You just have to go to the whatever the browser you are using. Just type joinpd.com and then you'll be asked to type one code and you can write this YQXPHX. So I'll type in the, so you can write this. Just open here and then so 7 people out of 17 has responded. Please try to solve this. This is pretty simple one. You just have to calculate the joint distribution where x equals to 3 and y equals to 3. And then you have to divide with the marginal distribution of x where x equals to 3. So here see the marginal distribution of x is what? 0.43, right? So you just have to calculate one thing here and then divide it with 0.43, 0.45. And the joint distribution is for what? X equals to 3 and y equals to 3, right? So x equals to 3 and y equals to 3 is A5, right? You have to calculate A5. So only one thing you have to do, you have to calculate A5 and then you have to divide with 0.45. So I'll wait for 2 more minutes and then we'll go to the solution.
So after typing, how to enter, sir? How to
Yeah,
submit?
just type it. It will get submitted. Just you have to type that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, then we'll go through, I guess, the answer, whatever you have given. 0.22 would be the correct one. So yeah, what we can do, you have to calculate A5, right? So A5 can be calculated out. So first you can calculate for A5. One thing is that, yeah. So for A5, what you can do is you can calculate A1 directly, right? Because the summation of for the marginal distribution of x equals to 1 would be 0.15, right? So you can calculate A1 from here. So for A5, you need A3, A1, and A6, right? So A6 can be directly calculated as like for the marginal distribution of y for any of the this is the basic properties, like the summation of all for all like the marginal distribution of y will equals to 1 for all the values of y, right? So it will be the A6 will be 0.3. Okay, so A6 now we have. A1 we can calculate directly from like 0.15 minus 0.05. So 0.1 is A1. So A3 similarly can be calculated because yeah, for A3 we need A2, and A2 can be calculated by like this summation will be 1 because the marginal distribution for x for all values of x will be 1, right? So we can get the A2 as 0.4. So 0.4 we got 0.4 minus 0.2 minus 0.1. So A3 will also be 0.1. Similarly, we can calculate A5, right? So A1 we have, A3 we have, A6 we have. So now we can get A5, right?
So we can just calculate A4 using the first column and then A5 and we'll get the answer.
Yeah, that is the same. Yeah.
That is
So
okay, sir. How to solve A6, sir? How to get A6?
So if you're having A1, A3, A4, right? A6, okay. A6 can be subtract. Like, see, this is the marginal distribution of y,
Yeah.
right? So for the marginal distribution of y, for
We
all
want
values of y,
it's,
it will be 1. So we
0.7.
can, yeah, not 0.7. Yeah, this is 0.7. So A6 will be 0.3.
0.3. Yes. I understand. Okay.
So whoever has given these answers are incorrect.
Sir, but that way it doesn't add up, sir, because we got A1 as if you calculate like that, we got A1 as 0.1 and A2 we calculated by it being 1, right? So it is 0.4.
Yeah, A2 is 0.4.
So A3 becomes 0.1.
Huh,
No.
0.1.
Correct.
0.1.
So A1 is 0.1, A3 is 0.1, and A6 we got it as you said 0.3. So which means
Yeah.
A5 has to be 0.1. Yeah, it is right, sir. Yeah.
So it's fine. Now we can move to this next one, right?
0.22 correct, no, sir?
Yeah, 0.22 is correct. 0.1 upon 0.45. Okay. So we'll move to the next one. So this is fine, right? Nobody is having any issue. This was pretty simple one, right?
Yes, sir.
This is the next one. This is also the same. Here you have to calculate. You have to just sum all the values. So A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F you have to calculate. So here you have to calculate all the values.
So what should I type, sir? A or B or C or D or E?
We have to give an answer for the sum of all these variables. A
Yeah,
plus B
sum
plus
of
C.
all the variables.
Sum of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everybody has done. This was also simple. So what first you can calculate F, right? F also you can calculate in the similar fashion. Like you just have to do like the summation of all the values for this marginal distribution of X for all the X will be 1. So you can calculate F from there. Similarly, you can calculate B as the summation of all the values for all the Y for the marginal distribution of Y would be 1. So B can also be calculated. So if you have B, so you can calculate A from there. Similarly, you can calculate C. And if you're not able to calculate D plus E also, that is fine because D plus E you already know is 0.25. So A you have, B you have, C you have, D plus E also you have, F also you have. So you can calculate, right? Okay. Is there any problem in this, right? This was also simple one. Yeah, so the correct answer would be 1.15. This is the third one. So out of this, you have to write which of the 4 are correct. So y was given A, B, D. A, B, C, A, B, D, A, B, D. Okay. So how D is correct? Like why there are so many people wrote D as a correct option? Can someone tell me why B is a correct one? Like why you have written B as a correct option? Sorry, not B, D, D for Delhi. Okay. Why you have wrote A as a correct one?
So because if covariance of x and y is equal to 0, then they are independent variables.
This is not correct always, right? If x and y are independent, then the expectation of xy will equals to expectation of x into expectation of y. But there can be other reason also for that covariance of xy is 0. Like mathematically, the values has came such that the covariance of xy becomes 0. Okay, that can be a one possibility, right? But if x and y are independent, then the covariance will be 0 for pakka, because whenever the x and y are independent, the expectation of xy will equals to expectation of x into y, like expectation of y. So the converse generally is not true. So this is the incorrect statement, the first one. Second one is correct, third one is correct. The fourth one is not correct, because if we are adding for z equals to x plus y, so for y, because both are independent, so you can directly multiply. So it's fine. But the values, the variable you are taking as x and you are summing the values for y. So this is not correct. Like if you are taking x as a variable, then you should sum over x. So that's why C is a correct one and B is a correct one. So A is not correct and D is also not correct. So many of you have wrote D.
Sir, why B is correct, sir? Can you explain?
Which one? Which one?
B, option B.
Uh,
B for Bombay.
Delhi, Bombay.
Yeah.
Bombay. See, covariance of x and x is what? We are just calculating the variance, right?
Okay, okay, square. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so B and C is correct and A and D. So here this is the question. Let x and y be the random variable defined on the range x 1, 2, and this is the PMF has been defined. Okay, now you have to calculate the probability of x less than equals to 1 and 2, but like x is lying between 1 and 2 and y is also lying between 1 and 2, but 1 is not included. And this is the PMF of x and y. Does anyone has any problem in this? Like you just have to see for the PMF, it's been given already. Okay, whenever the x is I and y is j, so the PMF is defined as follows. Okay, so whenever you will take the values x equals to 1 and y equals to 2 or whatever you are taking, because the range is simply 1 and 2 only. So you can just write and you can get the probability value. First, you have to calculate the value of k, right? So how you will calculate the value of k? You just have to sum over all the values of x and y, because this is the basic properties of the probability, that the summation of all the values at all the point will equals to 1. So for the discrete, you have to do the summation, you have to get the value of k, and then you can directly calculate the probability value. So I'll be giving you 2 minutes and then you can. So these are just simple ones you already have done so many times. So this is just a recap, nothing else.
So can you repeat what we have to find out? I'm sorry, I zoned out.
No, it's fine. Like you have to calculate the probability of this, like probability of x such that x is lying from 1 and 2, and probability like with the, like this is a joint distribution, right? So here x will lie from 1 and 2 and y will lie from 1 and 2, but y 1 is not included, right? So what do you
Okay.
have? Okay, so you just have to calculate the k for all the, like you just have to write up for all the xy combination. You have to write the PMF, okay, and do the summation equate to 1. From there you'll get the k, right? Because this is a basic properties of probability that for all the values of x and y, the summation value will equals to 1, right? So k you will get, and now you have to. So this is what. So when x is lying from 0, like 1 to 2, that means either x will be equals to 1 or x will be equals to 2, because the range of x is what, 1 and 2, and the range of y is also 1 and 2. So that is 1 and 2, because this is a discrete, so x can take only 1 or x can take only 2. But
The
here,
question is not given, sir, discrete like that.
see, if you are given this type of like semi-column, that means the values are only 1 and 2. If you have been
Okay.
given some sort
So
of
till now
other,
you have to integrate something like that. Okay, sir. Thank you.
and yeah, and this is a discrete, we are talking about particularly the discrete thing, so you just have to do the summation every time. If we'll talk about the continuous, then only you have to integrate, right? Have you got the point? Like you don't have to do anything, just
Yes,
do the
sir.
summation for all the x and y, do the summation equates to 1, you get the k, okay? And then for, if you are getting the k, that means you have the PMF now. And if you have the PMF, you can calculate the probability, whatever has been asked. So everyone has tried.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what is the value of k you are getting?
12.
12, sir.
Okay. And then if you are getting 12, then you can write like x will be 1 and 2 and y will be 2. So you will be getting 3 combination, 1, 2 or 2. Or not 2, no, only 2 combination will be getting, right? So anybody's any issue in solving this? This was also
Sir,
simple.
can I show solution, sir?
Okay, I'll go through the solution. Yeah. So here you will get the k, right? Because for all the combination of xy, you will write, because x can take 1 and y can take, x can take 1 and 2 both, and y can also take 1 and 2, right? So x can be equals to 1 and like xy can be a combination, like 1 1 can be a combination, 1 2 can be a combination, 2 1 can be a combination, and 2 2 can be a combination, right? So you'll write the PMF, you'll get the value of K as 12. And now what you have to do, you have to calculate the probability such that X is lying from 1 and 2. That means X will be 1 and 2. Like, so X, one combination will be what? X will be 1 and X will be 2. But for Y, what is the condition? X should lie between 1 and 2. That means Y will always be 2 because 1 can't be included. So for both the cases, Y will be equals to 2. So we have done the summation, right?
Yes, thank you. Nice explanation.
Okay. So anybody have any issue in this? Okay. So if you don't have any issue, we'll move to the next question. So next one is what?
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, if there is equality, if there is a y greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to 2, then how to solve this?
Then the probability will be 1. Because
sir.
yeah, so because 1 will also get included, right? So now we'll be having 4 combination, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is the next question. Let X be a discrete random variable. And taking the integer values from 0 to 10. The CDF has been given here. Okay. So now you have to calculate the probability of X less than equals to 4 get given X is greater than 0. So CDF everybody knows before X less than 0 it was 0. From X equals to 0 to 2 it has increased to 0.250. From 2 to 4 it has become 0.898. Similarly, greater than equals to 10 the probability becomes 1 because the CDF can't be greater than 1. Right? So now you have to calculate the probability such that X is less than equal to 4 given X equals to 0. So if you are having any issue in the question understanding, you can ask till the time everybody is solving this.
Here also should take discrete, sir.
Yeah.
It means 0 less than X less than 2 means either 0 or 2. That's it. Okay, 2 not there.
So can we discuss?
Yeah. So like 7 people have only responded, and I guess A is not the correct option. So yeah. So what's the problem in solving this? Like you have the CDF, you can get the PDF, right? You have to calculate what the probability of x less than equals to 4 given x equals x greater than 0, right? So in the numerator, what you will get? Probability of x less than equals to 4 intersection of x greater than 0, right? That means the x value it will be taking from 0 to 4, right? 0 will not be included from 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And the denominator part will be what? Probability of x greater than 0. That means excluding x, all the values of PMF, right? From 1 to 10, that is excluding 0. So then denominator part will be what? 1 minus probability of x equals to 0, right? That is 0.750. Similarly, you can calculate for the probability of x equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, because the numerator you have to calculate probability of x less than equals to 4 intersection of probability of x greater than 0. Are you getting the point? Like whoever is facing the problem, have you got something like now you can solve?
Sir, one doubt, how to
Yeah.
get probabilities from CDF? Because
See, CDF, see, at each point, like probability of x less than equals to 0,
yes,
the
sir.
probability was 0, right?
Yeah.
The CDF. But from x equals to 0 to 2, that becomes 0.25.
25. That means x is equal to 2 also 25 only.
See, no. The probability at x equals to 0 would be 0.25, right? CDF is what? The summation of all the probability till that point.
Yes, yes.
1 second. Okay. So what was that? See, till 0, the CDF was 0, right? But from 0, what was that?
0.250.
Yeah. So that means what? At 0, the probability would be 0.0250, right?
Yeah.
At 0. That's why if the CDF becomes from 0 to 2, the CDF is constant, right? From 0.250 at
2 it is 0.648.
yeah. And then from 2 to 4, it becomes, yeah. So at 2, it will be
0.6.
Yeah. This will be the value 0.675, right? So this is the PMF, right?
648, sir.
Yeah, 648. Okay,
Yes.
similarly from 2 to 4, it has been given the constant value. So the CDF will be what? From 0 to 2, this is constant. Then again, some sort of summation, whatever the jump is there will be the PMF value at that point.
Yes, and of difference.
Yeah, jump you can say, or the difference between the that value, right?
That third one I did not take mistake. That means I've taken up to 0.89 only. So you should take 0.955 that also. There also 4 is there.
So every point you can calculate, for each and every point you can calculate, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Or you can calculate for x equals to 0, you can calculate for probability x equals to 2, 4, 6, 8, right?
Yes, sir.
So the numerator part is what you have to calculate from 0 to 4. That means 2 and 4. So you can calculate the probability at 2 and probability at 4. And the denominator part will be what? Excluding 0, everything will be included. You just have to divide it with that.
Yes, yes, correct.
Right?
Yes.
So the D is the correct option, but I think so many of you have given a D, only 1 or 2 student has given, right? So have you got like now everything is sorted, right? So you have to do like this. What do you have to do? The denominator part will be what? X greater than 0. That will exclude 0, right? Because we can write it 1 minus probability of x equals to greater than equal to 0, right? So we'll exclude x equals to 0, right? Sorry, 1 minus probability of x less than equals to 0 means we are excluding that. And then we can do in the numerator part, we'll be having the intersection will be what? X less than equals to 0. So from the line, if you just draw one line from x greater than 0 and less than equals to 4, and we are excluding 0. So we'll be having only 2 and 4. So we just have to write the probability of x equals to 2 and 4, and then we have to divide with it. Okay. So any problem in this? Like this was like a bit, just you should know okay, how to convert that CDF into PDF and all that. The basic thing. Is that fine? Shall we move to
Yes,
that?
sir.
Yeah. Okay. So this is also simple. So which of the following is correct? So you just have to take one sort of example and then you should solve this. Just take some sort of example like tossing a coin, right? So you have the probability as 1/2 and take that x value as -1 and 1 in the probability with the probability 1/2 and 1/2, and then calculate each of the 4 options and then tell me which of the following, which of the 4 out of the 4, which one all are correct. So we'll be having more than two options as correct, I guess. Not more than 2, only one option is correct, I guess. So everyone has done this, right? It was a simple one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I guess C is the correct option. So everybody has wrote C also, so it's fine. So I'll not go through the solution because you can take one random variable with x equals to 1 and -1, then the probability probability half of, and you can go through 4 of the option, you'll get the correct one. So this is a pretty simple. The joint distribution has been given. You have to calculate probability of x equals to 0 and y is less than equals to 1. So orally you can tell me if, yeah, so this is a pretty simple one. So anybody is facing any problem, you can ask. Whoever has not done the stats, and so you can ask was directly came in the diploma course. If you are facing any issue, you can ask. But most of you have done that So I don't think so there will be any issue in that. We already have solved much difficult problem and all in stats. So yeah. So random, yeah, here you just have to calculate the combination of x will be what 0 and the combination of y will be what 0. It can take 0 or 1. You have to you have to just do the summation of probability of x equals to 0 and y equals to 0 and probability of x equals to 0, y equals to 1, right? Okay, nobody's having any issue in that in this, right? So this is the next one. The discrete random variable x with CDF has been given here. You have to calculate k.
So what was the answer for the previous question?
Yeah, 5 open 12.
Okay, thank you, sir. Got it. It was.
Yeah. So this is the next one. You have to calculate the value of k. Why the answer is so, the answer seems so distributive in the value. Okay, so this is CDF, not PDF. Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
if we say two variables are not independent, can we say those variables are dependent, sir?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is not PDF. So this is not PMF. Okay. This is CDF.
Sir, I didn't ask about this question, sir. A general doubt.
No. Yeah. I'm just telling because the answer is so distributive, like everybody's answered differently. That's why I'm telling. Your thing was like fine. If something is not independent, that means it's dependent. So can anyone tell me how to solve this one?
You will find f of 1 is equal to 1 plus k by 40, f of 2 is 4 plus k by 40, f of 3 is 9 plus k by 40. Then you will subtract. Then probability of 1 will get 1 plus k by 40, probability of 2 will get 3 by 40, probability of 3 will get 5 by 40. Then you will add up and equal to 1.
Okay. Any other method? Like this was very big.
So just find the CDF at 3 and equate it to 1.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fine. So you just have to calculate the CDF at 3 because the CDF at 3 will be 1, right? Okay, fine. So I guess the K will be 39. So anybody's having problem like how we did that at x equals to 3, how we have equated to 1 and then we have calculated directly. One method is that, yeah, you have to, again, you're writing for all those value and calculating for all each of the CDF, CM, PMF calculating and then summing it, then equating it to 1. That is a very bigger method, but yeah, that is also one method to calculate, but this is a pretty simple one because you already know that CDF at all the other points will equals to 1. So at 3, you just have equated to 1 and then you got the value of K. Now this is also the same question. You have to calculate the value of A.
In that answer which you just showed.
Yeah.
Here it is taken as x cube. There it was x square, right? In the question.
Yeah, 31 coming, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, 31.
Yeah, the solution shows it
Okay.
at x cube. Yeah, that's the reason, sir.
The typo is there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's 31, I guess. 9. Yeah. 31. So here also you have to do these are all simple one. Joint PMF has been given. Calculate the value of A. So these are all questions from graded itself. Like the graded is also pretty simple one. You can do it. Just a refresher. You can just take like half an hour. It will take to solve all the graded. And most of the question has been covered here itself. So you won't face any problem. So you can just prepare the exam and just submit the graded in half an hour.
So should we expect the level of stats 2 questions in the quizzes because these are comparatively lower level compared to the stats 2 questions?
Yeah, so you won't be getting much difficult question because here the professor has just reviewed everything, right? You won't feel like, yeah, so the question will be pretty simple. Like this type of questions will be there in the exam also. Yeah.
Okay.
From the
Because
week.
stats 2 we had a tough time doing those questions.
Yeah. Stats 2 is because everything we are talking there, like all like the professor has also described everything right here. The professor he's just going in a brief, like he has covered all the stats 1 and 2 in just 1 and 2 week, right? So it would be very unfair to ask because many of the student has came directly also. So again, it would be difficult for them if you start asking the joint P like all the other like ozone and all.
Yeah.
So it will be difficult for them to solve.
Okay, sir.
But for this quiz, you have only up to 8th week, na, sir?
Yeah.
So can you show the answer?
Yeah, so it will be 0.25, I guess. Just do the summation for all the point. Take x equals to 0, y equals to 0, take x equals to 0, y equals to 1. So all the 4 combinations 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, and then you'll get the A, right? So this is also one simple one. You have been given the PMF. This is the last one. And then if you are having any doubt in the 10th week, we'll discuss and then we'll wrap up. If this is the last question of today's session, and the PMF has been given, and you have to calculate the expectation of x is given as 4.2. You have to calculate the value of A plus 3B.
Earlier one 0.25, sir, answer?
Okay, yeah, 0.25.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Is it done?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so here
Yes,
also,
sir. Done.
so you'll get one equation from here, the simple basic properties of probability, and one equation you'll get from the expectation, and then you'll solve, you'll get the A and B value. You can just write A and B and you'll get the value of A plus 3B. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so you'll get A as 0.1 and B as 0.2, and then A plus 3B is 0.7. Okay, so yeah, so now if you're having any doubt in week 10, you can ask other, yeah. So should I close this one presentation, right?
Yes, sir. Week 10, no doubts.
We have
Why expectation value shows the centrality? And is there any other variable parameters which show centrality like expectation?
Expectation,
Median,
mostly you can say the mean value.
mean value. Okay.
It's a mean, not the like exactly like you can say that's a mean value. Like if somebody, like if I'm throwing the, what you can say, the dice, okay? So what is the expected value? What can be the average value that you will get? Right. So that is generally the expected value. Yeah. So yeah, if you're having any issue in week 10, tell me, otherwise we'll close. Or if you're having any phase, like any question related to the quiz syllabus, anything else, like marking and all, so we can discuss, otherwise we'll close the session.
So throwing a die, so throwing a die until we get a number, like suppose if I want 3, would be considered as a geometric distribution?
Yeah, it's a geometric distribution.
Geometric, right, sir? Or getting a card or something like that?
Yeah, it's a geometric.
Okay, okay, sir.
So the only problem I'm having is in week 6, especially PCA. So will we have another session on just a revision kind of thing?
So it will be a revision on
Okay.
the Thursday. Yeah.
Okay.
There you can ask, we can give like 45 minutes for at least 1 week. So I guess that will clarify your doubt, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So if possible, we can have 2 sessions, one for probably a revision and the other one for a mock discussion, mock paper discussion, if possible.
I think Mark gave the solutions, I guess.
What?
Sir, I was saying
Yes,
that if possible, can we have 2 sessions, like one for revision, since we all have problems with week 5 and 6, and one for the mock discussions.
Okay. So will that Saturday will work?
Yeah, I mean, we have 2 sessions, right, sir, every week, Wednesday, I think
Yeah,
Thursday and Saturday. So Thursday probably we do the revision and Saturday we do the mock.
Okay. So Thursday is yeah. The Saturday I will be available. I can take the session. The Saturday for the mock. Okay, I'll try to do that. Or otherwise, solution, if we'll share the solution, will that be fine?
Yeah, solution is okay, but still, if certain times the solutions are very short and crisp, so if you want to go in depth of the solution, you may not understand.
Okay. So then I'll take the session for that.
So if you're giving the solutions, even if we go through the discussion for the mock test answers, it won't take much time because it'll, like someone mentioned, it's short and script, so a little bit of explanation will help us also. So
Yeah,
that won't
probably
take
an
much time.
hour-long one would be enough, I think, for the mock
Right.
discussion.
Half
Right.
an hour, it's enough, I guess.
Okay, then 1 hour session I'll take on the next Saturday, means day before the exam. For the
Yes.
mock discussion.
Yeah, that would be good, sir. And last minute doubts, if we have, we can solve that as well. So that will be good. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very
Sounds
much.
good. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So if you're not having any doubt, I'll close this, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.